What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Oleksandr Usyk. Tyson Fury. Get this. This is new from Usyk. He had this to say. He said, Usyk was convinced that Fury never wanted to fight. I agreed to everything. Oleksandr Usyk became convinced that Tyson Fury didn't want to make an undisputed heavyweight championship fight a reality. The pair were in advanced talks to stage the contest at Wembley Stadium after an offer from Saudi Arabia didn't come in or didn't go through good. Hurdles were cleared in the form of 70-30 purse split in Fury's favor, demanded by the fighter himself, and the inclusion of a rematch clause. However, things fell apart when it came down to the financials of the second fight. Usyk ordered his team to pull the plug, believing the latest sticking point was one in a string of more to come. The unified champion believes that these demands were the telltale signs that Fury didn't actually want to fight. Speaking to Vladimir Koblakov on his YouTube channel, as translated by Boxing Physique, Usyk said it was just a game. He says, my opinion is that he truly didn't want that fight. He thinks I say no to all demands. It was his condition to have a rematch. It was not mine. So I told him, if I win the first fight, the rematch will be 70-30 in my favor. It was just a game, it turns out. He really didn't want it. I just agreed. Everything from his condition, and it turns out he might not want to fight. We really thought this fight would happen on the 29th. I was really structuring my training. I had a great camp and great improvements. Those are the words of Oleksandr Usyk, and let me counterpunch. When you're dealing with Tyson Fury, and then this is what I've learned, you have to take into account that the end game may not be what you expect it to be. And Oleksandr Usyk, I don't think he's frustrated. I don't think he's angry, because he seen it coming. We've seen these type of things happen before with Tyson Fury, and some of these things, and one of these examples that I'm going to give you, I never gave you before. You guys can remember when Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury the first time and they came to a draw. The very next year in 2019, Wilder had everything set to go. He had his dancing partner, Tyson Fury, willing, ready to help him freeze out Anthony Joshua, which at that time was the unified champion. He had a contract with Shelly Finkel and everyone, Lou DiBella. They were all on board. And they sent it over to Team Tyson, and it was 50-50. Wilder wanted to split 50-50 with him. First of all, he wanted to appease to Tyson Fury getting back into the ring. But another important thing is he wanted to show Team Joshua that that's how you get a fight done. You have a decent or fair split. Okay? So keep that in mind. They sent it over to Team Fury. Team Fury sat on it for weeks. And to the point where it was like, what's really going on? Like, what's happening? Why are we getting a stall negotiations for that? And then all of a sudden, Tyson Fury signs a contract with ESPN and then tries to make a counter offer for Wilder to fight him and for Wilder to fight on ESPN as well to get his profile up, because remember at that time, this is 2019, early first quarter. Deontay Wilder had his only victory was Luis King Kong Ortiz. Okay, because he beat him and he was undefeated and dangerous or what have you, but allegedly old. But he beat him. He got the win. So he needed to get his profile up. So Tyson Fury told him, like, hey, how about you do this? And Wilder turned it down. Okay. And they didn't fight until that time the next year, after Tyson fought twice on ESPN, and then they had a merge event between Showtime, PBC, and ESPN. Now, why am I saying this? The only difference between what Tyson did to Wilder versus what he attempted to do to Usyk is Usyk agreed to that lowball offer. Wilder didn't. Wilder wasn't going to take $2 or $3 million a fight to fight on ESPN, because he was a free agent in 19, if you guys can remember, and then he later on turned down the DAZN deal. But he didn't take that bait. He didn't want to fight on ESPN. He wanted to fight Tyson Fury. And then, see, it was smart, though. I agree with Wilder, because there was no guarantee that he was going to fight Tyson Fury then. He was going to fight a couple guys that they were going to put in front of him and give him a few million quid for. That's what they were going to do. But Wilder was like, I'm the champion. We already fought before, so why are you giving me this BS here? Okay. Now, as comparison to Usyk, Usyk had already agreed to that 30-70 split in Tyson's favor. And that was supposed to have been the overall, hey, let me underprice this fighter so he can get on about his business. The only problem is Oleksandr Usyk took it. So now that had to be something else to bring up to the table. Something else that you have to debate about to keep this fight not from happening. And then they seen that at that point. That's why Usyk was saying, hey, you know what? That rematch clause that you're talking about wasn't even implemented by us. We agreed to it before. Now you're telling us, hey, let's change this now and go back and unravel something that we've already sold up nice and tight. Okay? Let's unpack something we've already packed and agreed upon. So yes, it was a duck. The only difference is Oleksandr Usyk was like, no, because see, I see things coming beforehand. So if he's bringing up shit about rematch clauses, something that we didn't even have an issue with, what do you think he's going to do next? Okay, we agree to that dumb shit, and then what? He'll bring something else up. Then he'll bring something else up to the point where, okay, you're just feeding us bullshit at this point, and you don't want this fight. Okay, so Usyk was telling them, like, we did everything we needed to do on our end. That's why we're not really frustrated. That's why we're confident, because we tried to make the fight happen. You know, it wasn't a thing of egos and pride and everything else. It was a thing about doubt and fear and reluctancy on Team Tyson. That's what it was about. It wasn't about anything else. And to go deeper into that, nobody wants to be the second ass whooped. See, Joshua's always that pioneer to get beat up. And then people look at Joshua and, you know, they're older than Joshua. So they see Joshua, they're sitting back looking, you know what? I might not beat that fucking Usyk. But you know something? I know Usyk can beat Joshua. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to fight Usyk. Because if I lose to Usyk, that only makes him look better and everybody else look worse. Let Joshua wear that jacket all by his damn self. We ain't trying to fit it on. Counterpunch. Excuse me. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Oleksandr Usyk's latest comments concerning the Tyson Fury collapse. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.